Okay. So, as I told you in this topic, we are basically discussing about the different type of nutrients like carbohydrate, proteins, lipid, minerals and vitamins. So these are the different type of nutrients that are coming, and about each we will have to study about the deficiency disorders also, which we will discuss in another class. So today we are basically following the what are the different type of nutrients. Regarding nutrients, you can find a definition here. Nutrients are compounds that body cannot make or cannot make in sufficient quantity. There are two conditions. Some of the nutrients our body are able to make, but some our body may not be able to make either in any amount. So those compounds that our body can't make or can't make in sufficient quantity are known by the name nutrients. And nutrients can be divided into two broad categories. One is known by the name macronutrients, other is known by the name micronutrients. For example, the certain nutrients like proteins, carbohydrate, fat, etc. They are needed by our body in comparatively larger amounts, and they are known as macronutrients. So they are eaten in larger quantity, and they are mainly constituting the primary building blocks of your body or your diet. So such nutrients, macro means large, that's the meaning of macronutrient. Whereas coming to certain other nutrients like vitamins, there are different type of vitamins and minerals also. They are not needed by our body in large quantity, or they are only needed by the body in a very small quantity or in tiny amounts. And these nutrients are called micronutrients. So broadly we can divide nutrients into macronutrients as well as micronutrients. And the first macronutrient is protein. Now protein is an important substance for your health. Everybody knows that. The importance of protein is that you might have studied about protein maybe from your high school or primary classes itself. They are the building blocks of your body, because most of our muscles are formed of protein. So they are building your body. So every cell from bone to skin to hair etc. are actually to some extent are formed of protein. So that is why protein is considered as the building block, the basic blocks of your body. And a startling 16% of an average person body weight is from protein. That is the protein. That is, if you are 50 kilogram, 50 kg, that means 8 kilogram of your body weight is constituted by the protein. So that shows how much protein is important. And what are the primary purpose by which we are using protein? The protein is basically used for growth, health and body maintenance. These are the three basic functions. They are actually used as the building block. In that way they are contributing an important function in the growth of the body or in the development of the body. Then also the bodily maintenance, a normal routine maintenance of the body is actually carried out by the protein. All of your hormones, antibodies and other important substances are actually composed of protein. So here you might have heard about hormones. Hormones are important type of substance. They are helping in the control and regulation of your body. The thyroxine is a hormone, insulin is a hormone. So they are all important in the regulation of your bodily activities, and these hormones are basically formed of protein. Then antibodies. The purpose of antibodies is to protecting your body from bacterial attack or viral attack or other type of infection. Antibodies are playing an important role, and these antibodies are basically protein. So here you can see that proteins are acting as hormones, they are acting as antibodies. So these are all protein. Then the protein is not used to fuel the body unless necessary. Normally the energy for the working of your body is not supplied by the protein. They are actually supplied by another type of nutrient called carbohydrate. The main function of the protein is that they are the stones or the building blocks of your body. The protein and the nutrients called protein are basically used by your body for building your body or growing your body or developing your body, or act as or they will be used as hormones or antibodies. So basically, if you go into the minor detail or the fundamental units of protein, each protein is actually made up of smaller units, and these smaller units by which protein are made up of are known by the name amino acid. That is, many amino acid together form a protein. So they are the building units of the proteins. So while the body can create some amino acid on it, there are many essential amino acid that can only come from food. For example, there are amino acids are the basic units of protein, or proteins are actually formed of different type of amino acid. But there are about 20 different type of amino acids are there, and out of these 20, some of the amino acid can be produced by your body. So even if you are not taking this amino acid from outside, the body has a capacity to build it inside. But on the other hand, there are some amino acids which cannot be produced by your body. So they have to be supplied in the form of food. For example, either as vegetables, or as in meat, or as in milk. So some of these amino acid will be obtained only from vegetables, some from fish, some from meat, or some from milk products, etc. So that is an importance of amino acid. So you need a variety of amino acid for your body because amino acid, though they are they may not be needed in a very large quantity, still deficiency of one or two amino acid can create serious problem for your body. That will be resulting in some of the disorders or some different type of deficiency diseases also. A good news is that if you don't eat all amino acid at once, your body can create complicated protein from food that you eat throughout the day. That is one capacity of our body. Our body has a capacity to form different type of protein based on the amino acid which are available, and our body is also having some capacity to convert one amino acid into another amino acid. That is a unique capacity of the body. Now, what are the important sources of protein? Basically, meat is an important source of protein. Then fish is an important source of protein. Eggs are important sources of protein, and along with that, milk is also an important protein. The importance of this is that we know that there are different type of cultural habits. Some people will be non-vegetarian. Some people will be vegetarian. Some people will be more rigorous type of vegetarian, which they won't be eating any milk products. So different type of people are there. The importance of this nutritional knowledge is that your body should have a constant supply of different type of amino acids and different type of vitamins, minerals, etc. So when you are in a diet, if you are not in a vegetarian diet, or if there is a type of vegan, that is they are only eating strictly vegetarian, they may not even eat egg or milk, etc. So such type of people are there. So in that case, there are a lot of plant products which are supplying, for example, soya milk is, you might have heard about soya milk. Beans are there, nuts are there, and most of the grains are there like kadala, etc. They are all rich in proteins. So these proteins are very much essential for the growth of your body, and if especially during the developing period, during the growing period. For example, you might have noticed that if mothers are there at home, they will be always giving lot of milk and egg to the children, especially growing children. Maybe if you have a younger sister or a younger brother, mothers will be always taking more care to give them more milk because they are in a more growing stage. So unless they are getting enough amount of milk, their body won't grow, and if their body is not growing, they will be facing lot of deficiency diseases also. So there should be a constant supply of protein, and these are the different routes by which we are getting. For people developing in tropical countries are following different type of, some are vegetarian, some are not vegetarian. But if you go to the polar countries, the vegetables are not very frequent. So most of the people will be either eating fish or meat, because if, for example, you take Norway or other type of polar countries, the vegetables may not be very common there, because in a colder place agriculture is not easy. So in such places, most of the time people will be non-vegetarian. Exactly how much protein you need daily depends on a variety of factors, including how active you are and your age. For example, children are in a growing stage, so they need more protein. On the other hand, people who are after 40 or 50, they don't need a strong amount, supply of protein. Even with a lower amount of protein, they can make, because their body is already grown and it is in a fit state. So if they are taking too much protein, that is not good for them. That will make them obese. So based on the age, and another factor is how active. For example, if you are not engaging in a sports activity, if you are engaging in a manual labor, you are doing a lot of work. That means you have to take a lot of protein. So there are two factors: how active you are and what is your age. That are the factors which are controlling or which are determining the intake of protein. Despite the growing popularity of high protein diet, there haven't been enough studies to prove that they are healthier or can influence weight loss. According to Mayo Clinic is an American clinical institution, and their studies say there is no sense in eating too much protein, because our body most of the time they have a capacity to make up for the in deficiency of protein by other means, because body always has some kind of capacity of converting protein into carbohydrate or carbohydrate into protein or protein into fat. That is one capacity body have. So there is not much need to continuously take a lot of protein. That is what they are very used. So second type of nutrient is the carbohydrate. Regarding carbohydrate, they are always healthier for your body. Then one importance of carbohydrate is that carbohydrates are the fuel of your body, especially your central nervous system, brain, and etc. Because carbohydrates are giving you energy, and this energy is actually used by your body for the various activities of your body. So carbohydrate should make 45 to 65% of your daily carb. That is, if you are, for example, nearly 65% of your food you eat should be carbohydrate. You take our food, because we are eating a lot of rice, and along with rice we will be eating a little of curry also. Rice is basically carbohydrate. So this combination or this proportion is normally or we will be eating some chapati, or then along with chapati we will be eating some curry. So mostly we are eating carbohydrate, and curry may be usually some protein. So this is how a normal healthy patient should take nearly 45 to 65% of daily diet in the form of carbohydrate. That is the guidelines given by Americans. Then healthy source. What are the important carbohydrates? Some carbohydrates are healthier than other carbohydrates. For example, whole grains. That is good for. Then beans. Then fiber-rich vegetables. Then fruits, etc. And fruits instead of refined grains are much more better than other different type of carbohydrates. Then the third type of nutrient is the fat. The importance of the fat is that fat is basically a stored energy. Fat are often get a bad rap, because bad rap means bad reputation. But recent research has shown that healthier fats are important for a healthier diet. The fat supports many of your body's functions, such as vitamin and mineral absorption. So that is an important function of the fat. Blood clotting, that's another. Then building cells and muscle movement. So these are some of the important functions associated with the fat. One importance of the fat is that normally if you take a carbohydrate or a protein, 1 kilogram of carbohydrate will be producing 4 kilocalories. Similarly, 1 gram of protein also produces 4 kilocalories. On the other hand, 1 gram of fat can produce nearly 9 kilocalories of energy. That means fat is twice energy rich. So that means that is why our body is always storing energy in the form of fat, because if body is storing energy in the form of fat, less space is needed by the body. On the other hand, instead of storing as fat, our body is storing in the form of carbohydrate. Our body has to be twice bulkier or twice the size of our natural body size. So that is why nature has chosen a mechanism in which energy is not normally stored in the form of fat. So fat is high in calories, and those calories are important energy sources for your body. Normally 20 to 35% of your daily calorie needs should come from fat. So that is the amount of, here you can see that 45 to 65% should be from carbohydrate, then other amount, that is 20 to 35% should be from fat, then the remaining should come from the protein, etc. Including healthy fats in your diet can help you balance your blood sugar, decrease your risk of heart disease, then type 2 diabetes, etc., and improve your brain function. So even though fat can create increase in body weight, reducing too much fat is not always good, because many of the essential substance needed by your body, especially for vitamin and mineral absorption, blood clotting, building cells, muscle movement, etc., they are coming from fat. So if you are not taking sufficient quantity of fat, that will be creating a lot of problems with that. They are also powerful anti-inflammatories, and they may lower your risk of arthritis, cancer, or Alzheimer's disease. So even though fat is basically for storing energy, reducing it too much is not always good. So one important thing that you have to keep in your mind is that the fat and there are different type of nutrients are there. All these nutrients should be taken in an ideal quantity. Then here you can see that different type of vitamins are there. There are 13 essential vitamins which our body need. They are vitamin A, C, B6 and D. So these vitamins are also playing a very important role. Deficiency of any one vitamin can result in the vitamin deficiency diseases. Similarly, for example, vitamin C. Now, because you might have noticed that whenever you have a cold, if you are taking the lemon is rich in vitamin C. Normally, it can control your cold infection to some extent, because vitamin C has a capacity of boosting your immunity. Even when corona was becoming a problem, many doctors are advising taking vitamin C tablets. So to some extent, vitamin C is always good for your body and can increase your immune system. Then similarly, there are different type of minerals are also. These minerals are important and for many of the activities like calcium. Calcium are for example nerve signal transmission, maintaining blood pressure, muscle contraction, and for all these functioning, calcium is an important substance. Another important substance is iron. If there is a deficiency of iron, there may not be enough hemoglobin. At the center of the hemoglobin, it is an iron molecule. So no iron means no formation of hemoglobin. So for the formation of hemoglobin also, iron is an important thing. So that is why iron support your red blood cells and hormone creation. Then zinc. Zinc is another mineral which is very important in immune system, especially for healing of the wound. So these are the different type of minerals that our body needed. For example, 62%, and in addition to that, water is also an important substance. See here you can see that 62% of your body weight is actually formed of water. So only other remaining 38 is actually contributed by protein, fat and carbohydrate, etc. So this will give you an important thing about that is we need different type of nutrients, and all the nutrients should be taken in a balanced state, and that is what we mean by balanced diet, about which we will be discussing in the next class. Today we will be stopping here.